Hi, everyone. Welcome to Freelance Friday. My name's Ethan Carter, and today I have Seth here from Sonic Promos, who is a fantastic, dynamic, and versatile company that offers a range of solutions and services and products. So, Seth, I want you to tell me about your business and your brand. So, tell me a bit about your merchandise, your design, and so on, and how you work with freelancers in the event space.
Sure. So actually, I started the business not long right out of college, and was doing a lot of bar and bat mitzvah and wedding favors. And so my business was built on working with event planners and freelancers, graphic designers, and usually they would call us to do the favors. And that would be it. We'd do t-shirts or we'd do drinkware. And from there, we got more into the corporate business. And for a number of years, we're really focused on developing corporate marketing, corporate brands. A lot of it was really product focused. And it was, I don't know, probably about 10 or so years ago that we really started to shift the idea of being more than just a product and being more program focused. And that's always what we always talk about. We talk about programs, not products. Everyone always says, what's the hottest product? What's new? And the answer really has to do with what's going to work best for your brand. No one's going to buy a house because you gave them a really cool fidget spinner. So I think that's something that a lot of times people forget about. And so we have really worked with clients to have the product help to reinforce whatever the messaging is. It has to hit the mark. Sometimes there has to be a value-added proposition that goes along with it. There's a tangible action. Just because it's a coffee mug doesn't mean you can't have a code or a website that directs people to go somewhere, to do something, to generate new opportunities. I think a lot of times people stop at the product piece.
And so do you find you're sort of consulting and educating freelance event producers in this, is that part of what you're offering now as well?
Yeah, definitely. And really, Patrick put us together. I think we had talked about this, but I would probably say about 5 or 6 years ago, we really got into activations and engagement programs. And I did that really starting with Patrick when he was working initially at Agency EA. And then all of the experience that we had done together are a lot of the things that he's doing now. And when you're working with a freelancer, you're working with just that one person or two people, you have a much more clear path to what it is that the objective is. Oftentimes, we get consulted for events by big companies at the end of the process. Mm-hmm. And so at that point, they're trying to fit us in, as opposed to starting at the beginning of the process where we understand what's the overall objective, and we can come up with some ideas that we can use to anchor those and have something that can sort of go from start to finish, and that you're helping to reinforce it. And then there, when you're talking to sponsors, you can say, look, the theme is this, and here's how you can help to accent that theme or whatever.
I've also heard you talk about the referral program. So you're on the kind of lookout right now for event planners that are looking for this new direction to go, and they're not pivoting. They're going to change their routine.
That's right.
And they're going to be looking for new opportunities. So they have the apprenticeship, the springboard programming that you're talking about. But you also mentioned to me once about the referral program. So yes, this is something that's going to obviously, by the sound of it, work for everyone involved. So what does that entail?
So it entails basically the warm-up process. So that's sort of the start. Like we meet for about a month talk to each other, learn about each other. I tell them a little bit about the types of programs that are out there by understanding what might be their sweet spot based on who their networks are. I'll give them some suggestions of the types of programs that can work. And then we have an actual referral fee. It's a way to add another income stream. And it really is going to vary depending on what the size of the program is. But somebody who is able to close a $20,000 program should easily be able to make, somewhere like $2,500 to $5,000 on a program like that, because you're providing consulting, you're also adding in product, and there's a whole lot of different elements in there. The way to do that is through sort of apprenticeship. So I have the resources. I've got lots of learning tools that I feel like we're always having these conversations. And right now, my guess is that there's at least 5 people out there who are seriously considering whether or not they can just jump in and make it on their own. And I feel that by adding some of these talking points that are program related, it's an easy way to get a new revenue stream, new income stream. And then when events and stuff start popping up, you can actually use a lot of the things that are being done virtually in real time. So I'll give you the reverse of it. We've been doing these on-site events where a person goes to a table and we're embroidering tote bags, and we're embroidering them on site at the event. So people come to the table, they register, and they decide what the monogram is. I actually have one bag. It's got my monogram right here. So we'd have the Sonic logo on
cool.
it. And then
show us that one again. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming to you for my tote bag.
So we do those kinds of programs, and those are engagement programs, right? We have 300 people that came to the table, and we've got all their names. We know what their monograms are. You've got 300 great contacts to follow up with. Well, there's no live events now. So how do you scale that or make it virtual? And so now we do. And that is, you've got the same template online. You can still do a personalization event. The difference is that the delivery is a little bit longer, right? You're not getting it in 2 to 3 minutes.
But you handle all the fulfillment of this as well. And it's not just events, I think, just to kind of help people appreciate that your services don't, they're not confined to just like what happens at live events or the future of virtual events. There are freelancers and consultants and planners that are thinking about how businesses are going back to work and how people are going to be onboarded in this new climate. So you're also positioned to help those individuals or those freelancers to come up with these health and well-being packages or these onboarding packages or whatever the case may be, welcome back packages for people that are going back to work in the near future, I guess, as well.
That's exactly what we are in the midst of doing right now. So whenever you want to come work, we're ready. But it's
there you go, everyone.
an 8-week wait for sanitizer right now, unfortunately, which is sort of like the crazy thing. But yes, like if I could give a freelancer a great question to ask any of their clients, that question is, what is your back to work program or policy starting to look like? And that is a #1 question you can ask. And from there, usually you'll get answers like, we're not sure, or some people want to wear masks and some people don't. But someone who's in the event world could be like, hey, let's put a mug filled with candy on everybody's desk so that they're there waiting for them when they come back. And you have a client that's got 5,000 employees. That's a really great project for you to be able to come back with, and a revenue stream that didn't require you to travel. It didn't require, putting things together at, 3 o'clock in the morning, like we sometimes do when we're working live events. And so I think that, like I said, I think that the skill set is such that anybody who's sort of in the freelance business, they're in the relationship business. They're solely in the relationship business. And so when you're in the relationship business, you're totally building trust. And your clients, they may not have thought of you originally as like the person that could help them to come up with a really nice gift for everybody to come back with, but why shouldn't they? You've always come through before. So I feel like now's a really good opportunity for people to add more tools, add more opportunities and revenue streams to what they're doing, because right now you literally should be throwing darts or throwing out lots of fishing lines because you don't know what you're going to pull up, and there's no reason not to. The one thing I would say to a lot of people, and this is sort of the challenge with business right now, is that not everybody is fast at making decisions, and you can see it in the businesses that you work with. If you're working,
I think in larger companies that does take time, a longer amount of time for decisions to get made. But I think you've really pulled out some great points, some value points today for freelancers, especially if they're having the conversation, developing their relationship, to ask people, what's your back to work strategy? How are you bringing your people back, and how are you, onboarding? Let's work together. Let's get you in the apprenticeship program so you can develop those different, skills, and then benefit from the referral program, which I think is fantastic. So it's great to have you in this space.
Thank you.
Seth, working in this industry and supporting the events professionals here across the country. We look forward to working with you.
Thanks, Ethan. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. I do want to say to everybody that just keep pushing forward. Things will get better. They are getting better. I'm working hard to get those people back to work as well. So let's see what we can do.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Seth. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care.
Okay.